Classic monsters like vampires and werewolves operate on strict biological rules. We know their weaknesses, whether it's sunlight, silver, or garlic, because they reflect European anxieties about disease and nature. But step into the dense folklore of Southeast Asia, and those predictable rules disintegrate into terrifying, chaotic shapes. In the pre-colonial Philippines, the worldview was shaped by animism. Communities understood that every stone, river, and ancient tree was inhabited by spirits, entities known collectively as anitos and diwatas. Many of these spirits were revered as protectors of the home or the harvest. However, the entities lurking in the deep tropical jungle represented something entirely different. The dense woodland served as an active, unpredictable entity in its own right, harboring threats that operated completely outside the bounds of human logic. In the northern Philippines, specifically within the Ilokano region, this fear of the unpredictable wild took on a highly localized and grotesque shape. Here, stories warn of the Awan-ulo-na, sometimes called the Pugot. Unlike a typical predator stalking prey for its next meal, this entity completely shatters standard survival logic. It bypasses the instinct to hunt for food, choosing instead to trap its victims and subject them to a surreal, inescapable performance. The dread it inspires comes from its absolute defiance of biology. When an entity operates without a basic physical drive, it becomes impossible for a victim to anticipate, understand, or reason with. Like the cigar-smoking kapri found elsewhere in Philippine myth, the Awan-ulo-na claims the towering canopies of ancient trees as its primary domain. To draw you in, it deploys a deeply unsettling survival mechanism. The creature seamlessly shifts its form to perfectly match the dense foliage and shadows. This induces a very specific kind of psychological dread in travelers. Suddenly, the environment itself feels as though it is actively deceiving and observing you. By weaponizing that paranoia, the creature turns every rustling leaf and swaying branch into an active, malicious threat. When it finally drops that camouflage, the form it reveals is staggering. The Awan-ulo-na is a massive humanoid figure entirely missing its head. An apex entity that survives, perceives, and moves, while missing a skull and brain, defies anatomy. It operates perfectly without a central nervous system or any visible sensory organs. Exposed in the moonlight, it begins a violent, macabre dance. Grotesquely, its severed neck-stump aggressively bubbles and froths, perfectly synchronized with the chaotic movements. Facing a massive dancer with a frothing neck-stump shatters the human mind. The victim is confronted with pure, unreasoning madness, removing any hope of physical defense. So, what does a creature with such highly specific, bizarre traits reveal about the people and the environment that created it? In pre-colonial and early colonial times, the dense Philippine jungles were zones of genuine, sudden mortality. Travelers frequently ventured into the thick tree lines and vanished without a trace. The biology and behavior of the Awan-ulo-na directly mirror those conditions. Early communities faced forces of nature that defied human reasoning on a daily basis. A dancing, shape-shifting, headless entity serves a highly specific purpose. It stands as a cultural personification of our ancient, primal fear of an untamable wilderness. The next time you hear a rustle in a dark tree line, you might want to pause and ask yourself if it is just the wind or the rhythm of a headless dancer. But before you go checking the canopy, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. It might just help you survive your next encounter with the unknown waiting in the dark.